Don't wait. Vaccinate. Vaccinations protect children from serious illness and complications of vaccine-preventable diseases, which include amputations of arms or legs, paralyzation of limbs, hearing loss, convulsions, brain damage, and death. Vaccine-preventable diseases such as measles, mumps, and whooping cough are still a threat. They continue to infect U.S. children, resulting in hospitalization and death each year. Vaccine hesitancy refers to the delay in acceptance or refusal of vaccines despite availability of vaccination services. Vaccine-hesitant parents are generally given false information which leads them to believe that the vaccine is the wrong thing for them and their child. Studies show that after interventions, these parents are more likely to give their children vaccines than they were before. Vaccination levels are falling. According to the World Health Organization, global vaccination coverage has stalled at 85% with no significant changes during the past year. Uptake of new and unused vaccines is increasing. An estimated 19.5 million infants worldwide are still missing out on basic vaccines. Millions of doses of vaccines are given to children in this country alone each year. Making sure that those vaccines are potent, sterile, and safe requires the addition of minute amounts of chemical additives. Chemicals are added to vaccines to inactivate a virus or bacteria and stabilize the vaccine, helping the vaccine and preventing it from losing its potency over time. The American Academy of Pediatrics states that most childhood vaccines are 90% to 99% effective in preventing childhood diseases. According to Short at Life, a United Nations Foundation partner organization, vaccines save 2.5 million children from preventable diseases each year. Herd immunity means when a critical portion of a population is vaccinated against a contagious disease, it is unlikely that an outbreak of that disease will occur, so most of the members of the community will be protected. Children and adults who cannot be vaccinated due to age, poor health, or other reasons rely on herd immunity to prevent from contracting the disease. The scientific evidence is overwhelming. There is no link between vaccines and autism. Most people are vaccinating their children on schedule, but the risk is real even if just a few children are not vaccinated. The anti-vaccination movement lost credibility in 2005 when Wakefield studies were debunked. However, they have still left a huge impact on the world. Here are a few celebrities that are against vaccination. First, Jenny McCarthy, ex-Playboy model. Second, Jim Carrey, comedian. Third, Bill Maher, political commentator. These celebrities have no scientific proof for why vaccinations are bad, but they still have a strong opinion. Not all celebrities are against vaccination. Here are some who are fully for it: Kristen Bell, Jennifer Garner, and Julie Bowen. All three of these actresses have stepped up and have been advocates for the reasons why you should get vaccinations. All three have vaccinated their children and fully support it. Vaccinated mothers protect their unborn children from viruses that could potentially cause birth defects, and vaccinated communities can help eradicate diseases for future generations. Women who are vaccinated when they are children have a decreased chance of passing on viruses to their unborn or new children. Children are no longer vaccinated against smallpox because the disease no longer exists due to vaccinations. The last case of smallpox in the United States was in 1948. The last case in the world was in 1977 in Somalia. Also, because of vaccinations, the disease polio has almost been eradicated entirely. Major medical organizations that state that vaccines are safe. These organizations include the Institute of Medicine, the American Medical Association, the American Academy of Pediatrics, the World Health Organization, the U.S. Department of Human Services, and the American Academy of Family Physicians. The most common side effect of vaccines is anaphylaxis, occurring in 1 per several 100,000 to 1 per million vaccinations. According to Sanjay Gupta, a practicing neurosurgeon, you are 100 times more likely to be struck by lightning and having a serious reaction to a vaccine. Vaccines save children and their parents time and money. Vaccines cost less in time and money to obtain than infectious diseases cost in time off of work, to care for the sick children, potential long-term disability care, and medical costs. Vaccines also cost less than a funeral for a small child.
Vaccines provide economic benefit for the society. The CDC estimates that children vaccinated between 1994 and 2014 have yielded a net savings of 1.38 trillion in societal costs, including money saved by preventing lost productivity due to disability and early death. The anti-vaccination movement has a long history, beginning in France in 1763 and continuing through today. Vaccination was introduced to Paris by an Italian doctor named Getty. However, he did not properly quarantine people he inoculated, which risked the health of other people in Paris. So the Paris government banned vaccinations. The first major polio epidemic in the United States occurred in 1916 and reached its peak at 1952. Of the 57,628 reported cases, there were 3,145 deaths. In the early 20th century, the second outbreak of measles began. There are only 3 reasons why someone should not vaccinate. Either their age limit is too old or too young for the vaccination, or they have poor health, or they're in an area where they cannot receive vaccinations. And that's about it. The pros and cons to vaccinating. Pros: you save your children's lives. You have safe ingredients. You protect your community. What could be better? However, on the cons side, you have to be poked with a needle, and nobody likes that. Nobody. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I hope I didn't bore you to death.